We are live. We are live now on this lovely, warm, 91 degree summer day. Mr. Gear Runner, how you doing, buddy? Marcus Sadowski, what's up, man? We have something a little special tonight. We're being joined by sort of a special guest. Matt, how you doing, man? We ran into this guy today, and he was so envious of the Tacoma setup. I just couldn't believe it. He's a Tundra owner, of all things. He actually owns a lifted black Tundra. So it was the strangest thing. I've never seen a guy look so red in all my life. Chad, how you doing, man? What's up, Chad? Marcus, $1.99, super chat. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that. And if any of you guys haven't checked out, you're into gaming and stuff, Marcus has a channel. I believe it's under Marcus Sadowski. If I'm wrong, let me know, Marcus. But thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, buddy. CJ Colvin, good evening, Rob. And how's it going? It's going good, man. It's warm, sunny, 91 degrees here today. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was an awesome day today. I don't think you could ask for better weather. The humidity was low, and everything was just too cool, man. Let's see. I gotta check my phone. Seems like it's not caught up to everything on the channel. Wow, that's weird. So much for being able to monitor your own stuff. There we go. All right. I just want to see how the video looks on the phone anyway. CJ, no more winter. No more winter, man. I think winter here is done. I think we're out of the cold weather. I think we're going to be in warm, humid weather now until, I don't know, September, October, maybe November. I don't know. Marcus says no problem. Again, I really appreciate that, Marcus. Marcus sent me a super chat, $1.99. That'll be a sweet tea. Love it, buddy. Thank you. Let's see. Scott says, how y'all doing down there? It's hot, but it's not humid. It's not humid. You know, hot with good weather is fantastic. With low humidity, I should say. And we certainly have that here today. It's just freaking awesome, man. Let's see. Marcus said, no problem. Gear Runner says, wow, can't believe you let a better looking guy on your channel. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I don't understand. Super chat from Stonewall number 76, 99 cents. I appreciate that, Stonewall. And if you have a YouTube channel, let me know. I'll mention it on here, assuming it's not your name, Stonewall number 76. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for that, man. Robert says, your Tacoma looks nice, bro. Thanks, man. You can see some people, are very envious of it. And by the way, if you guys haven't checked out Mr. Gear Runner, he's the guy who graciously volunteered, unbeknownst to him, to be a part of tonight's live stream. So that's Gear Runner up there in the corner. You can see he can hardly stand it. But what can you say? The truck's looking awesome. I can see why he would be red with envy like that. Let's see. CJ says, hey, that's gear on your screen. It is. That's Gear Runner. Like I say, he was just red with envy today when he saw my truck. I don't know. It's clean. I don't know. Maybe it was the weather. The sunshine that we had here, the warm temperatures. I'm not sure what it was, but that look over there, I don't know, man. Johnny says, how about a bull bar? I've been thinking about that. My only issue with doing a bull bar is whether or not it will interfere with the TSS system. The camera didn't, but the camera's not in front of it. And I don't know if the bull bar, because it would stick out a little bit, would bother it. I like bull bars. I had one on a Tacoma a while back that I had, so that's not a bad idea. I do have some other things coming, though. As soon as we get the details worked out. Going to be coming from Sparks Parts. By the way, if you need anything from Sparks Parts, discount code RobMotive for 5% off. Let's see. Again, thank you for that super chat, Stonewall. I appreciate that. Marcus Sadowski says something, and then he went away. Where'd he go? He said, Did it for the mods. Ah, that works too. But you know, I have to have something to drink while I'm doing the mods, so it comes in handy there too, man. Jeff Hines says, been missing your live chats recently. You live in Texas, drive 2 trucks. Go to Academy and buy a good pocket knife. Ditch the carpet knife for box openings. What is Academy? I'm not familiar with that. Is that a place here in Texas, or is that just a good place to buy knives? I'm not familiar with them. I definitely need something else. I mean, you know, the carpet knife, I actually cut myself. You can't probably see it now. It's right there with the carpet knife when I was doing the Tundra install. You may have noticed I wasn't wearing a Band-Aid, and then all of a sudden I was. It was not a bad cut or anything, but it was just bleeding all over the place, and I didn't want blood all over the inside of the truck, you know. Sean, 70 degrees and nice here. That's cool. Scott, hey, it got up to 71 here today. Wow, that's pretty good, isn't it, for over there? Gear Runner says, hey, everyone. Again, I want to thank Gear Runner for volunteering to be a part of tonight's live stream. If you haven't before, check out his channel, Gear Runner. CJ Colvin says the taco is looking good. Wow, I think I'm behind or something. Thank you, CJ, by the way. I appreciate that. Gear Runner says thank you for the shout out, Rob. I appreciate it, buddy. Hey, no problem, man. Interesting video today, by the way, on your Toyota experience. I won't give any details. I won't ruin it, but check that out. Sean says, hey, you Gear. Z-Diver says 97 in Peoria, Illinois. Wow. It's going to be about that here, I think, tomorrow or the next day. Peoria. I actually had a grandmother that lived in Peoria, I think it was Peoria, years and years ago. I've been there once in that case. CJ Coleman says, hey, Gear, what's up, brother? Gear Runner says, hey, Sean. Gear Runner says, hey, CJ, how are you? Chad says, hey, Gear, I see you, man. Why are you so red? Gear Runner says, pretty good, CJ. Wow, I've lost my spot again. Let me go back. Wow. Gear Runner said, hey, CJ, how are you? Chad says, hey, Gear. Jeff Hines says, by the way, it's going to be hot in South Texas until December if you're lucky. I hope so. I'm ready. CJ says, doing good, Gear. How you doing? He's all red. He's all red over there. Eddie Smallhorn. Eddie, how you doing, bud? Eddie says, hey, Robin gang. Johnny Macomber, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, says, I had the same concerns. There you go. CJ Colvin says, have you done any push-ups before, Rob? Have I done any push-ups before? Yes. Why do you ask? I'm curious. Eddie Smallhorn says, you are sitting in the bed of the truck. Yes, I am. I decided that that would be a good place for me this evening. So I have positioned myself in the truck so I can keep some metal between me and that guy over there that's all red-faced, because he looks a little upset. I don't know what it is about that guy, you know, over there. But let's see. Where was I? Sean says, you can only put bull bars on four-wheel drive vehicles. That is simply not true. That is not true. Because they're non-functional anyway. You touch anything with that bull bar and it's either going to collapse or collapse into the front of your grill, you know. Z-Driver says the front camera is sold out. My daughter is calling me. I don't know why. Z-Diver says the front camera is sold out. I saw that. I don't know. I don't know if it has anything to do with the videos or not. I hope so. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I don't have any deals with them or anything. So I just hope they do well. They have a great product, and I know it's a one-man show. And I just hope he does well. Again, I don't have any affiliation with him whatsoever. Daniel Jackson says, hey, Rob, again, like the haircut. Well, you know, since then, the haircut has gone away. It's now nice and short again. I may do that again. I don't know. My hair wants to go that way, some way, naturally, but I just hate screwing with hair, to be honest with you. I don't know, but thank you. Gear Runner says, hey, Eddie, I've never worn it that way before. CJ Colvin says, you look good in the back of your truck. Well, I hope I look better in the front, actually, because, you know, I don't like to ride in the back. But Gear Runner says, pretty good, CJ. Gear Runner says, hi, Chad, how you doing? Jeff Hines says, yes, sporting goods store. Ah, gotcha, sporting goods store. Guns, knives, ammo, and killer prices on clothing. Wow, where are they roughly? I've never heard of them, but that doesn't mean a lot because I've not heard of a lot here. Jordan DeWald says he lives or live in North Dakota. North Dakota. Gear Runner says, just glad the Tundra is back. Yeah, I bet. Lawn mower. Love that name. Will you sell both your Tundra and Tacoma and buy the new Toyota pickup since it will be the same truck? Yeah, I've heard they're going to build it on the same platform. No, I doubt that I'll do anything like that. But you never know. I have a bit of a problem, so it's hard to tell what I may or may not do. Marcus says it was nice here yesterday and Saturday. Got home from Nashville. Awesome. So you're in Gear's neck of the woods over there. M. Jones says Cold Steel or Spider Company make good knives. You know, I don't know a lot about knives, to be honest with you, so I'm going to take your word for it, although I definitely need one. I do have the multi-tool that I won on Gear Runner's channel, but I always have that somewhere else when I'm doing this kind of stuff. So, and just a regular knife, you know. Cold Caveman, he is laughing a heck of a lot, and he's got the tears going, man. How you doing? Welcome, by the way. CJ Colvin says, have you been to the Lake of the Ozarks? No, I haven't. I don't know. Brian Bauer, welcome, Brian. How are you? Brian says it's rainy in the Great North Wet. I don't miss that. I didn't live in the Northwest. I lived in kind of the Northeast-ish, North Middle. But it rained a lot. Cole Caveman C. I think I read that wrong last time. Andy is in awe of the Tacoma, LOL. I know, right? Look at that. I mean, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? I mean, look at that. I couldn't make that up over there. You know, if I wanted to. Look at that. I don't know. Brian says, oops, North Wet. Yeah, I get you. I got what you mean there. Gear Runner says, LOL, Cole. Lawnmower. The guy deserves to be upset because he was jacked around over a stupid turn signal stock. I'm not going to go into any detail. If you want to know the detail, you got to check out Gear Runner's video today. Jordan DeWald says, Rob, 3 trucks. No, I don't need 3 trucks. I hardly have enough room for 2. CJ Colvin says, my dad said that you can get your chest bigger by doing 3 sets of 25 push-ups. Are you trying to say I need a bigger chest? Is that what you're trying? I'm a pretty decent sized guy, I think. What do you mean? And I wouldn't disagree with him. He's right. You want to get it even bigger, start doing some bench presses, man. M. Jones says, thinking of changing my side steps, running boards from the current chrome ones. Any suggestions? Oh, come on, man. Black steps. Not running boards, although running boards are the best. But you might want to consider Linexing them. You know, I Linexed the ones that I had on my previous Crewmax Tundra. And they came out really well, and it only cost me it was less than $100, man. So I didn't have to spend a ton of money, and it got a great product and still had a very functional product. So you might want to look at that. That's what I would suggest. But either way, get rid of the chrome. And those wheels you've got, I don't know. Target practice, I don't know. Trade them for healthcare? Cole Caveman C says, Andy, that was the first thing I saw when I got on here. Ha ha. Hey, I just posted it up. I don't know. Gear Runner says, I really like my infab podiums. M. Jones. Yeah, they're pretty nice. I like those too. Gear Runner says, that's funny, Cole. It's my first guest appearance where I don't get killed. LOL. Yes, there will be no one harmed in the video this evening. Daniel Jackson says, Rob, your thoughts on the Jeep Gladiator? You know, Daniel, and welcome, by the way. When I first heard about it, I was excited. I thought, I'm going to have it. I'm going to get one. This is great. And then I started seeing pictures of it, and I thought, ew, you know, I'm not so hip on it, man. Something's wrong. It looks like a Jeep 4-door, the JK or JKU, whatever the hell it's called, chopped off or with a bed at it. It just looks like an afterthought. I don't know. I'm not digging it. Now, I need to see it in person because there's been vehicles before that I've seen, you know, spy shots or pictures of that I wasn't real hip on either. And then when I saw them in person, I fell in love, and it's like, oh my God, I got to have that. The other thing is the price. You know, I wouldn't pay that kind of money. What are they, 50, 60 grand, something like that, for a Jeep? I wouldn't do it. So I got to see some other things coming out. And I know they started out, you know, top of the line with what the heck is it? Oh God, I can't remember the trim level. Whatever the trim level is. So there'll be some lower trim levels probably, but I got to see it in person, man. What do you think of it? Cole Caveman C. At least you don't have to speak as a guest. Well, he's probably speaking over there, you know, but you just can't hear him. I don't know. Gear Runner says it was definitely a crazy situation, lawnmower. Yeah, it was. You guys got to check that out. It was nuts. CJ Colvin says something. I don't know. Screen jumped. Who knows? CJ Colvin says, what do you think of the Honda Ridgeline versus the Taco? It's funny. I was just talking to a Ford guy the other day about the Ridgeline. He used to work at Honda, and he agrees. It's really a glorified mall crawler, which is fine. It has its niche. I actually like the looks of the Ridgeline, but I have a hard time calling it, or I have a hard time putting it in the same class as a mid-sized truck or any truck, really. It's kind of in a class by its own, you know. So I don't know. I don't hate it, but I would never buy it as a truck, if that makes any sense. CJ says, have you seen any Toy Story movies? I have. Lawnmower, I would probably been trespassed from their property. I wouldn't probably been trespassed from their property, Gear Runner. What? Eddie Smallhorn says, hey, at Lawnmower, how you doing? Jeff Hines says, not advocating for any other channel, but did a video recently explaining how he grew his YouTube channel, software mostly. You have some great content and want to see your channel grow fast. I appreciate that. I'm going to write him down. It was Chevy Dude. And I will check him out. I'm always open to suggestions, man. I am by no means an expert on YouTube, and obviously I'm looking to grow the channel. This is what I do for a living, and right now I'm starving. So I'm always looking for anything I can do to improve the channel or make it grow faster, you know. And I'm not, and when I say that, don't get me wrong, I'm not in this to be a multimillionaire. You know, I think if you get into it for that reason, you're going to fail. I just want to be able to create content and make a living, you know, where I can feed myself and something like that. Marcus Sadowski says, where's the special guest? Well, he's right up there, right there, right there. He's looking on. He's so in awe of that Tacoma down there that he can't even speak. He's like frozen right there. And thanks a lot, Jeff. I appreciate the compliment there too, by the way, man. CJ Colvin says Canada is even worse when it comes to weather. Yeah, I know. My wife is Canadian, so I've heard all about it. She's from Winnipeg. Kyle DeDario, and I know you've been on here before. Hopefully I'm still getting the name right. Says, yo, Rob, how are you enjoying the Tundra? I love the Tundra. I always did. I'd still have had the original one had it not been for space, you know. So I love the Tundra. I drive it often. Lawnmower says, howdy Eddie Smallhorn. How you doing? Jeff Hines, Academy Sports and Outdoors in Westlake, Brownsville, and McAllen. All right, I got you. I can find it with that. Marcus says, I love the new 2019 Chevy Silverado LTZ chrome grille and wheels. What? You're kidding me. That thing is like a frickin' mirror on the front, man. But hey, if you like chrome, to each their own. I can dig it. CJ Colvin says, what do you think of the 2019 Hellcat Red Eye? Wait a minute. I lost my spot again. What do you think of the 2019 Hellcat Red Eye versus the 2020 Shelby GT500? Boy, that'll be interesting to see. Man, I don't know. The way that they produce the Hellcats, you know, it's probably going to be faster, at least in a straight line. I don't know. We'll have to see. Gear Runner says that GT500 is going to be a BCJ. See, that's the thing. You know, I don't know, man. I mean, I've driven the GT500 2014, I think, or 15. can't remember. Maybe it's a 6. I don't know, somewhere between 14 and 16. Because my mom has one, and if you saw in the Instagram post, we had that along with the Ford GT in a car show last weekend, and it's a beast. I mean, it's a beast, but it's no 700-800 horsepower or whatever the heck the next one's supposed to be. Sean said, I wonder if they'll put stop-start in it. What do you think? Or if it'll even be a manual transmission for that matter. Sean says, Andy, did you sign off on this? I know a great attorney. Hey, that is public record right there. I mean, it's out there for everybody to use and manipulate. CJ Colvin says, I know, Gear, that 5.2 liter supercharged Predator V8 making over 7 horsepower should be a monster. No doubt. I can't imagine. Although I've driven cars with that kind of horsepower, and they're amazing. Jordan DeWall, 2019 Ram 2500. Yeah, too much truck for me, to be honest. CJ Colvin says, have you seen the LS versus Coyote shootouts on Power Media before? I have not. Lawnmower Gear Runner has cease and desist letters headed to South Texas. Hey, Gear Runner is a YouTuber just like I am, and if there's one thing a YouTuber knows, it's that any publicity is good publicity. Plus, I just like to help out. Gear's a great guy. He's done a lot of stuff for me on his channel, so my way to pay back a little bit with a little bit of humor. Gear Runner's laughing out loud. Gear Runner says, that's funny, Sean. Brian Bauer. Hey, Brian says, Ridgeline. LOL. No, that's the problem. Jordan says, 2019 Ram 3500. Way too much truck for me. Gear Runner says, PB&J tonight. I had Whataburger. I had the Whataburger tonight. Daniel Jackson. The trim level called the Overlander is comparable to the TRD Pro. It's like a Sahara trim truck. Gotcha. Jordan DeWald says 2021 Toyota Tundra. Supposed to be the remodel. That means to me it won't be ready until 2022. I might even be driving by then. Who knows? Brandon Mitchell says, hi. Hey, Brandon. How you doing, bud? CJ Colvin says, have you been to the highest point in Texas, Rob? Or the highest point in Ohio? Not that I'm aware of. I wouldn't even begin to tell you where those are. Daniel Jackson says, top level is the Rubicon. That's what I was thinking. Way too expensive, and it's geared specifically for rock crawling and has all the features to do so. They would be wasted on street driving. Exactly. And go spend all that money on that kind of stuff to do what with? I don't know, drive over a curb once in a while? I mean, really, for me. I'm not saying for the serious, off-roaders out there. I'm sure they'll love it. Let's see. Gear Runner says, is that the only thing Canada's ever won is a peg? Probably. Winnipeg. Get it? Win a peg. Marcus Sadowski says, Jordan, I heard the Ram looks pretty nice. Again, everybody thinks that we Americans love chrome. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, there are chrome lovers out there. I just am not one of them. Krista says, hi, Andy. Hi, Krista. How you doing? CJ Colvin says, the 2019 Silverado in general is a hideous looking truck. Yeah, I had great hopes for the redesigned Silverado. I mean, they did get rid of those ugly square wheel wells, but they still are, that grille is just hideous, I think. Let's see. Marcus says, hi, Krista. Kyle D'Addario says, glad digging the Tundra. Ever look into gearing up the Tacoma, bed rack, cage, any of that stuff would be a cool mod. I don't know. I mean, if I did that, it would be solely for the channel because I don't do any of that kind of stuff. But I'm not opposed to it. I am a big aesthetic guy. Aesthetics are what I always look for in any vehicle, and being able to add things and do things myself like that would be fun. And I do like trucks with all that good stuff on them, so maybe it's crossed my mind. Jeff Hines says, title of Chevy new video is YouTube ad revenue, more money than most car salesmen make. Hope it helps. He grew from 20K subs to over 100 in less than a year. I will check it out. Again, I've checked out plenty of things on that. I think all YouTubers do. The key is there is no holy grail. I'll be interested to see, but there is no holy grail. The key is put out videos, put them out every day, have good content, and be consistent, I think, and pay attention to your subscribers. I've seen guys out there that do videos, and I've even commented on some, and they never respond. And I'm not talking about guys that are so big that, they can't. I'm talking about smaller guys, and they just don't even respond. And it's like, why are you doing this? What are you hoping to do? I don't know. Gear Runner says that is very true about the publicity. Absolutely. Hey, we know how it goes. Gear Runner says hi, Krista. LOL. Edge Every Day says, okay, so I guess I didn't get a notification. Hey, Brian, how you doing, man? Taco Truck. Hey, welcome, bud. Taco Truck says Omaha, Nebraska, checking in. Omaha! Omaha! Welcome. I appreciate you being here, man. How are things in Omaha? Gear Runner says, hey, Edge, buddy. Lawnmower. I didn't even watch Davenport anymore. He is nothing but clickbait. Yeah, there's a few guys like that. There's a certain street that has speed that's a lot like that. Marcus Sadowski says, hey, Brian. Sean DeLong says, there's Krista. CJ Colvin, the highest point in Missouri I've been to was Tom Sock Mountain. Probably messed that all up. Coming in at 1,772 feet above sea level. Yeah, I don't think that we're probably that high here in Texas. I don't know, though. The further north you go, maybe, but not here. Edge Every Day says, hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. That's okay, Brian. I'm just glad you're here, bud. Edge Every Day. Krista says, hey, guys. Edge Every Day says, hello, Krista, hashtag Team Nerds, hashtag Team Krista, hashtag Krista Nation. CJ Colvin says, is traffic in your area crowded? No. Compared to where I'm from, in Columbus, rush hour was bumper to bumper. You might get up to 15 miles an hour. Here, it's nothing. It's very refreshing. There is traffic, but it's just not like that. Marcus Sadowski says, hi, Krista. M. Jones says, only if we could put the Ram interior inside the GMC AT4 body. Yeah, I'd like to have any interior inside the Tundra. I mean, it definitely needs an update. It is a minimalist truck, though, and a lot of people like that. So, and I don't hate it. It'd just be nice to have something a little more up to date. CJ Colvin says the F-150 is a much better looking truck than the Silverado. I agree with that. The F-150 is actually, I don't think it's a bad looking truck. To me, it's probably if I go with all trucks, you've got the Tacoma, then you have the Ram, specifically the Rebel, then you have the Tundra, and then you have the F-150. So that's how I would rank them on appearance anyway. Sean DeLong says the whole front end of the Silverado is hitty ass. That's right. I agree. Excuse me. Krista says, hashtag Edge Every Day. Edge Every Day says, how are you, Krista? How you doing? CJ Colvin, what do you think of Cletus McFarland's supercharged 5.4 GT 500, blah, 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 blah. Swap Crown Vic. I don't know why he saw it that way. I don't watch the fella, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know anything about it. Krista Greenbean says, doing okay. What about you, Brian? Let's see. CJ Coleman says there's also a ProCharge 2014 Charger RT all-wheel drive making over 550 horsepower and 620 pound-feet of the torque. That'd be a beast. Edge Every Day says, just got out of the shop, Krista. The work day is done. That's good. Taco Truck says, beautiful weather as of right now, but they say, if you don't like the weather here in Nebraska, wait 5 minutes. Haha. It's funny. It's funny, but a lot, I think everywhere I've ever lived says that. Ohio said that. They're saying that here in Texas. I think that's just a thing, Kyle says, well, I vote do it. Cage or something else. Would be fun to watch that project. Keep doing cool stuff. Appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you very much. I try to keep it interesting. Most of the mods that I've done, to be honest with you, are things that I like as well. So it's not like I'm doing things that I don't like either. But there's lots of stuff to do for sure, man. Let's see. Jeff Hines says, I watched your channel a lot, but got hooked when you did the what happens when you drive off without the key fob. We think a lot alike. Yeah, I like to do those kind of things once in a while. You know, there's a lot of what happens if videos and things all over TV and the web and everywhere else. And I think that stuff's kind of interesting. And, you know, when I come across something that is interesting like that, I like to do something on it. And I wonder myself, you know, what happens if you do that? And we found out. You'll have to watch the video if you want to know. JCE, welcome. How you doing? Rob, my man, still watching your videos to make my decision for Tundra versus Tacoma in July. I remember your conundrum. I'm 60-40 for Tundra over the Tacoma so far. Yeah, if I remember right, given what you're looking to do and stuff, I think that's probably a good decision. But you need to go drive both. And I mean spend a little bit of time in both. Sit in the back yourself. If you've got kids, I can't remember, throw them in the back. That'll make your decision real fast. Make the salesman sit in the back. Hey, you know. Rafe Severance says, I've been here but missed something. What about the Tundra Tacoma on the same platform? Yeah, there was a notification that went out today that there's rumor that they're going to build the Tacoma on the Tundra platform. So it's going to be like a wider body truck. I would say that would probably be very similar to what the original or older Nissan Frontiers were like. I don't know if you know those, but they were a wider body truck. They were nowhere near as slim as they are today. I hope Toyota doesn't do that because I think it was a giant flop for the Frontier. And hopefully they just won't. I don't know what they're thinking by doing that. You know, if you want a Tundra, get a Tundra. We don't need a wider Tacoma, you know. I don't think. I don't know. But that's what I heard. Lawnmower says, any thoughts on lifting the Tundra, or are you going to keep it stock height? I go back and forth. I do have room to do a 3.2 ready lift, I think, on it. So I can get 3 inches in the front, 2 inches on the back, kind of level it out a little bit. I can do that. I just don't know if it's necessary. And what I don't want to do, because I'm very happy with the wheels and tires that are on it, is do that and then have it look stupid or funny because the wheels and tires are too small. I don't know. What do you think? Let's see. CJ Colvin. Here, Telegraph Road. Oh, wait a minute. Here, Telegraph Road in my area in St. Louis, Missouri is really congested every day. Yeah, and I'm sure there's roads like that here. I just, well, for instance, if you go out to South Padre Island, there's one way to get there from here, and when it's busy, you can sit in line for 2 or 3 hours to get over the bridge, to get from the mainland, if you will, to the island. So, it depends on where you're at, you know. Rafe Severance says, I like the Silverado look, but I like the Taco and the Tundra better. Yeah, if it weren't for that grill, I can't stand the grill that they have on the Silverado. I really don't like that. It's a heck of a lot of chrome and it's gigantic. I mean, it's like the whole front of the freaking truck. But I like the rest of it. Lawnmower says, I am hearing the new Tacoma Tundra will be the size of the first, or the new Tacoma Tundra will be the size of the first gen Tundra. You know, it's not far off now, to be honest. I mean, that Tundra was not very big, and neither were the older Tacomas, so it wouldn't be a big stretch to see that. I just hope they don't go too wide like they did with the Frontier, man. It ruined it, I think. And now they're narrower. MJ8928, welcome. How you doing? One RGV, a boy to another, saying hello. Welcome. Just got my TRD Pro Grill for my Tacoma Off-Road, changing it in a bit. Well, that's awesome, bud, and thanks for being on here, neighbor. I appreciate that. And you're going to love the grill, and it's a pretty simple install. So, Rafe Severance, but the Trail Boss drives like a Cadillac. Yeah, I bet. I just hope it's more reliable than the Cadillac. Let's see. Terrence Tatum says, hello, Rob. Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. Terrence, you're not that late. We're on here. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. CJ Colvin says, I'll be back. I have to take my contacts out. I know how that goes, so I don't wear them anymore. Gear Runner says, hey, everyone, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe while you're here. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that reminder. Yeah, we need to get more thumbs up on these live streams. I've watched, and, you know, the videos, or the views, rather, after the stream, it continues to build and stuff, and it goes up like 300 or 400 views. And I'll have like I don't know, 20 thumbs ups. Now, either that means everybody hates it, but there aren't a lot of thumbs downs, or people just forget. I'm hoping that they just forget. But yeah, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, man. Let's see. Jeff Hines says, I'm guessing the Tundra redesign will lay waste to all full-size trucks. Man, if they're smart, they will, because the market is prime for Toyota to go out and do something groundbreaking, I think. It's time. And if they do it, they're going to take a huge dent or make a huge dent into that market. I mean, they're probably number, what, 3, 4, 5 now? I don't know. Taco Truck says, I have 3 forward-facing children. I have 3 forward-facing children in my Taco, and it works perfect for me. And they love going overlanding. Oh, I bet they do. I can imagine as a little kid doing that kind of stuff would be a blast. Let's see. Edge Everyday says, if Toyota does that, I see a huge Tundra change. They're going to have to. I mean, otherwise, it'd be like building 2 Tundras, man, and I can't see them doing that. Lawnmower says, I think it will flop to like the Nissan Titan XD. There is no niche for an in-between size truck. I agree. Again, the Frontier, I know because I had one. They were huge. They were huge. They were that wide body truck, and gas mileage, I think it was 9 miles to the gallon. It sucked. And now they're narrow, so obviously it didn't work out too well. Taco Truck says, I live dangerously, LOL. You do. Taking out 3 little kids overland, that's, I assume they're little kids. Rafe Severance says, the only thing I would want is a little more room in the back. So extend the frame about an inch on the Taco lengthwise, not widthwise. Yeah, that would do it. I mean, you could even go a little bit wider in the Tacoma. I mean, you could go maybe an inch or 2, and then maybe, I don't know, 2-3 inches longer, something like that, or an extension in the cab. You'd be fine. But I doubt they'll do that. They'll probably build a frickin' wide body Tacoma. Oh, that's gonna kill it, man. Wow. String Bean says, cheers everyone, cheers, and a happy evening to you, Mr. Beans. I'm glad to see you here. Gear Runner says, hi Bean. Edge Everyday says, I hate to say it, but I love the grill on the GMC Sierra. I am not surprised. I know you are a Chrome fan, and I am not surprised that you'd be digging that, man. You know, Edge Everyday is such a Chrome fan, for that matter, that he actually put mirrors. He actually put mirrors in the Tundra lettering on the back of his Tundra. You got to check that out. Edge Everyday is the channel. Check it out. He did an install. He actually put mirrors in the lettering. I don't know. Whatever your thing is, man. Rafe Severance says, only certain ones have the chrome. I like the Trail Boss look. I'll have to check it out again, because every one I've seen has that massive chrome. I mean, it's hideous. Tony Warren, Colorado and Silverado are also on same frame. Many companies are doing that. Well, you know, the Colorado, it is wider than the Tacoma, is it not? I believe it is. Sean DeLong says, I would hope going back to a shared platform would not put us in a T100 truck. I don't know, man. I don't know. I see a lot of those down here, so to me, every time I see one, I have to, it's like a double take, you know, because it reminds me of the Tacoma. They're just about that size. String Bean says, Rob, I just spent $100,000 to upgrade to the new Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus phone. Why did you do that? You should have spent $1,000 on the Apple iPhone. I'm not an Android fan. I'm sorry, but I've heard it is an awesome phone. So congrats. Edge Everyday says, nice, String Bean. How do you like it? String Bean says, Edge, I am waiting for the phone to come in the mail. Oh, so you basically spent $1,000 on air at the moment. Lawnmower says, yeah, Tony Warren, and the sales of the 2019 redesign is a total flop. I'm not surprised. I don't know what they're building these to. I don't know. Brian Bauer says, thumbs up. Same to you, Brian. Thanks, bud. And I assume that means thumbs up on the stream. Lawnmower says, Ram is killing everybody right now in pickup sales. Yeah, I bet they are. It's because they're modern, man. They have a good-looking product. They have a lot of tech and options on the inside. The problem is they're still not that reliable. I don't think. String Bean says, Gear Runner, I just heard you and Rob got married. I think you're watching the wrong channel, String Bean. This isn't that kind of channel. Tony Warren says Nissan, Ford, and now Toyota is following. Probably they need to be a path forger, not a follower. You know. Jeff Hines says you need to ask in every video to like and subscribe. It is part of the YouTube culture. It's something you need to make a habit in newer videos. I do say please hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching. I do say that in every video. The problem is I say it at the end, and you're right. I know that. I probably need to say it at the beginning. Gear Runner says, what, Bean? What? Rafe says something. Rafe says, with what you said about the Taco, I definitely agree. Taco Truck says, I wonder if the new Tundra will offer the Lexus twin turbo V6 to compete with boosted competition the others offer. No, I don't think Toyota cares anything about competing when it comes to speed or performance. At least not in the truck segment. You know, I just don't think they care. They're not into that, you know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. String Bean says, Gear Runner, where did you and Rob go for your honeymoon? I think you're confused, Bean. I don't know. Edge Everyday says, I would like to see a longer bed in the Tacoma and the Crew Max. They both need at least a 6.5 foot bed. I have a 6.5 foot bed in, oh, you said in the Crew Max. Okay, in the double cab. MJ8928, back on the grill, have you had any problems without the garnish sensor since you sensor didn't get it on mine? It's a 2018. No, I haven't had any issues, not one. But keep in mind, we don't get snow, we don't get ice. I'm not, you know, out off-roading it where it's going to get covered in dirt. And even if you have the garnish, it won't work when that happens to the garnish. But the difference is, if all that gets behind on the sensor itself, you're going to have a harder time cleaning it off than just spraying off the garnish. So keep that in mind. If you live in an area that gets that kind of stuff, or if you're a big off-roader, I would probably recommend that you get it so that you don't have problems. But I don't have it on mine and no issues at all. String Bean, he's laughing out loud. Rafe Severance says, I have an S10 Plus. Yeah, I know a lot of people like the Samsung product. I'm just not one of them. Rafe says, I love it. String Bean says, Rafe, how are the emojis on the S10 Plus? Bean is a big emoji guy. I can just tell. Daniel Jackson. Daniel, how you doing, bud? Also have videos on YouTube under my business name. I'm a grown-up version of the kid in the movie. Wait a minute. I'm a grown-up version of the kid in the movie, The Sixth Sense. Have to take my meds to sleep. See them everywhere. Yes, really. That's disturbing. That's disturbing. Edge Everyday says, talking about $1,000 on air, my ducting, wait a minute. Talking about $1,000 on air, there you go. My ducting for my dust collector will be here tomorrow. Also, I have $5K for air. Oh my God, man. You're spending a fortune on that shop, I'll tell you. It's going to be cutting edge, top of the line, for sure. Marcus Sadowski says, sorry, I was just finishing up watching Gear Runner video. What? You left my live stream to go watch a Gear Runner video? You see what I get? You see what I get? I'm glad you're back. Edge Everyday says, ha ha ha. LOL, Marcus. Yeah, it's funny, man. That's so funny. Just for that, you know what we're going to do here? We're going to shrink Gear's head. We're going to shrink his head, and we're going to put him right there, and then we're going to follow that up with, we got to follow that up right there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm getting it together. There you go. There you go. It's kind of refreshing, exhilarating. Let's see. Sean DeLong says, they must allow different marriages way down south, Krista. Apparently, I'm not that far south. String Bean says, what is a Gear Runner video? Well, you got to go check it out. Krista says, evidently, Sean, Gear Runner, he's double laughing. Marcus says, YouTube video. Yes, understand. Lawn Mower says, did you see the concept two-door Jeep Gladiator? Thoughts? No. No, I haven't. I can picture it from what I've seen of the four-door, though. I don't think I would dig it, honestly. I really don't, unless they shorten the bed or something. Rafe says, I do not use emojis, man. I'm not an emoji kind of guy. Sean DeLong says, Jeep two-door look better than the four-door. Now I'm going to have to check that out because I don't know. Jeff Hines says, is the video quality of the front-facing cams better than the rear? My Tacoma rear is pitiful resolution compared to other vehicles. That all depends on what camera you get. I would say it's probably equivalent on the camera that I got. Neither better nor worse. So, T-Dub, Thunder Whisper says, yo, all, how you doing? I'm good, buddy. How are you? He didn't actually say the how you doing. I thought I'd add that, man. Ryan Harris says, how you doing, Rob? I'm good, Ryan. How you doing, buddy? Well, I just can't take this anymore. I gotta make it big again. Let's move this right back up here. You know, this OBS stuff can be a lot of fun, really. Depending on what you want to do with it. All right, let's see. String Bean says, Gear Runner, what's a rainbow palm tree? Gear Runner would take any kind of palm tree, I would think. Edge Everyday says, T-Dub, what's up, buddy? Gear Runner says, hey, T-Dub. Marcus Sadowski says, ha-ha. Gear Runner says, I look so small in that truck. LOL. That's true. You'd be a giant in that truck. Thunder Whisper says, hello, Gear. Gear Runner says, I'll be seeing palm trees soon. Another Florida trip for the runner. John Watt says, hilarious setup, Rob. What do you think, John? What do you think? It crossed my mind. You know, actually, I was in here setting it up, and I thought, you know, I haven't done anything for Gear in a while. You know, Gear does a lot for this channel. You know, he's pubbed it a lot and stuff. So I thought I got to add something on, but it has to be on a humorous note because that's just how I am. So this is a humorous thing, of course. Daniel Jackson says, how much were the new wheels and tires? The whole package, let's see, that's a good question. Man, probably about 5 and another 14, probably somewhere in the $2,400 range, if I'm remembering right, something like that. If you go back in the channel and you watch the video from when I got the wheels and tires along with the lift, I'll break it down there. You have to go back a little bit to when I lifted it, probably about a year ago. But it's there if you really want to know exactly. Thunder Whisper says, what's going on, Edge? Gene Shackle-Up. Hey, what's up, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. Says, hey, Rob, how are you? How are you? Pretty good here. I'm pretty good, buddy. G says, nice looking truck. Hey, thanks, man. I like it. I love it. Edge Everyday says, not much T-Dub, just got out of the shop. String Bean says, Gear Runner dropped me off in New Orleans so I can stay with my girlfriend. Gear, you running a shuttle service there or what? Are you an Uber now? Are you an Uber guy? Thunder Whisper says, daggone body shop is urinating me off, Rob. Had to send a real nasty email today. Hey, let me give you a tip, T-Dub. You know, I used to work in the purchasing world, and when you want to send a message, you do not send an email. You get on the phone, you talk to the manager, and you send that message verbally. Even better if you show up in person. But an email is like saying, "Well, I'm kind of urinated off, but not enough to actually call you." I'm just saying. Thunder Whisper says, me too, Edge. Gear Runner says, they couldn't get Pam's car in for a month. That sucks. So are you really looking at getting a Jeep, or what are you doing? Edge Everyday says, wow, Y-Dub. Y-Dub, I think he means T-Dub, is so mad he had to say it twice. He did say it twice, didn't he? I didn't even notice. Mario Tacoma upgrades. Hey, Mario. How you doing, man? Welcome. Says hi. Hi. Edge Everyday says T-Dub, not Y-Dub. Sean DeLong says, Gear looks like Aaron Rodgers yelling at his receivers. He kind of does, doesn't he? With those red eyes and stuff. Thunder Whisper said what twice? Your comment posted twice. I don't know why. I had that happen today. I actually had a comment post 3 times on somebody's Instagram. So I don't know. MJ8928 says, thanks, Rob, for the info. On my grill, just subscribe. Number 956. There you go. String Bean says, 2, I love nasty emails. Well, that's good, I guess. Do you get a lot of nasty emails? I don't know. Gear Runner says, yup, and they won't listen, Sean. They won't listen. Dag nabbit. Everyday says, daggone body shop. Comment came across twice. Yes, it did. Lawnmower says, speaking of body shops, I'm due for an adjustment at the chiropractor. Well, that's good. I guess if it helps you. I've never been to a chiropractor. I don't have a great back. Not as bad as Krista's back, but they say they help. String Bean says, dang autocorrect. I meant TW. Gear Runner says she's getting a Jeep, but a used one. The price of new Jeeps are, wow. Yeah, tell me about it. I know. I know firsthand what they cost. She getting a 2-door or a 4-door? I'm guessing a 2-door. Thunder Whisper says, but in this day of documentation, Rob, it's on file and ready for the courts just in case. I don't know. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. If ultimately, I mean, you can always send an email later. If ultimately you're trying to light a fire under their arse, it's a phone call. But I do see your point for sure. Jeff Hines says, why the name RobMotive? Well, because my name is Rob and Motive is shortened automotive. And it's, I guess, primarily an automotive channel. So that's why. And I used to work for a company that dealt with another company that used to be called Electromotive. So I just thought it was kind of neat. Thunder Whisper says, they will hear an earful when I pick it up too. Yeah, but that's like honking your horn after somebody runs a red light. That's just kind of the screw you horn, because the deed is already done. What's the point? Other than to make yourself feel better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Edge Everyday says, Rob's comment last night posted 4 times on my stream. That's what it was. It was on Edge's stream. I only said that. I only typed that 1 time. I mean, why would I type it more than once? Because I had a hiccup while the stream was going on. You're right. That's what I was thinking. Daniel Jackson says, the snorkel, yay or nay? That is a big fat nay. I really don't dig that thing. John Watt says, didn't think, let's see. John Watt says, didn't think that truck had that much payload capacity. What are you talking about, man? Come on, man. It must be all that muscle. It's hard to hold all that in one little bed. Gear Runner says she wants a 2-door ragtop. There you go. That's the best to get if you're going to get a Jeep. And much easier to manipulate than the hardtops, for sure. Mario says, nay. I agree. Edge Everyday says, nice gear. Sounds good. I like the ragtops. They're much better and easier to put up and down, for sure. Hard to take that top off if it's a hardtop by yourself. And then what do you do with it, Brian Bauer says, it's a desert air intake, LOL. Yeah, that's what everybody says. That's a desert air intake. But it's funny because they call it that. How many freaking people that buy that live in a desert? I mean, really? Isn't that kind of crazy? I don't know. Maybe there are a lot of desert people that buy the snork. I don't know, but I don't know. Let's see. String Bean says, T-Dub, if you talk to that way to me, I would just say you just made my day a lot better. The gist of that really means if you send an email like that to me, I'll feel good about it. And a lot of guys do. I mean, they'll sit there and they'll call everybody in the office. They'll all gather around the computer and they'll read that email and laugh and have a hilarious time. You know how it goes, because that's how it goes. Sean DeLong says, tell Pam to wait a while, Gear. I hear one might be available in Texas shortly if she likes her husband. What? Lawnmower says, John Watt, add a leaf mod upcoming. Why would you want to add a leaf? Are you talking about the weight towing capacity or moving capacity in this truck right here? I think you are. Thunder Whisper says, I think YouTube is wigging out. They signed me out today. The claim my password is not correct. It is all coming to an end, people. I hope not. Gear Runner says, that's a good idea, Sean. Krista says, nope, not happening, Sean. That's right. She has the best. I mean, when you have the best, there isn't anything else. Well, about the Jeep, of course. Thunder Whisper says, glad to help you, Brian. Edge Every Day says, wigging out. That's a good one, T-Dub. CJ Colvin says, I'm back from dinner. For dinner, I had was 3 brats, a salad, some fries, yeah, and a leftover smoothie. Ew. I'd take all of that, but the smoothie. Mario, he's laughing out loud. T-Dub. Judge Judy says documentation is 10 key to any court case, Rob. I believe that girl. No one messes with Judge Judy. Yeah, that's right. Thunder Whisper says, it's the key, man. It's the key. Not the 10 key, like the calculator. I got you. Gear Runner said, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, you know, but I just know that I always got things done better when I got on the phone, you know. Because I'd sent my share of emails, believe me, nasty emails. And then Thunder Whisper says, the key, I read that. Gear Runner says, my buddy added a leaf and he said it made a night and day difference when towing. Well, that's awesome. Krista says, oh, honey, I was referring to my Jeep. You see? Sean DeLong says, we knew that, Krista. We knew that. You see? You see what I have to put up with on here? I get it from everybody. Krista says, but he didn't, laughing my arse off. CJ Colvin says, what do you think of the 392 Hemi V8? Sounds good. I've not driven one, so I couldn't really speak first person on it, but anything with Hemi and V8 in it sounds good. Edge Every Day says, that was pretty obvious, Krista. Pretty obvious. Thunder Whisper says, yes, the RXT from Icon Gear is awesome for that. Mario, Tacoma Upgrades. Going to try to wire signal mirrors on my 2011. Hard to find. Can be done. Really? I would think you could probably do anything you want. You could probably replace the mirrors with the mirrors that have the, I would think, that have the signals built in. I would think. Krista says, that just made my day. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? String Bean says, the JL is a lot more awesome than the Taco. You know, String Bean, they say that if you don't have good taste, you shouldn't have any taste at all. I'm just saying. Lawnmower says, got to get ready for the game. Go Red Raiders. I'm not sure what Red Raiders is, but, well, wait a minute. It's coming to me. I can't get it. Get ready for your game. Thanks for being here, Lawnmower. I really appreciate you being on. Sean DeLong says, glad to help. Krista says, I agree, Brian. And Thunder Whisper says, what's a JL? JL is the designation on the new redesigned Jeep. What Krista has is the Jeep JL. Chad Kernant says, good night, Rob. I get up at 2 a.m. Wow. Well, thanks for being on, Chad. I hope you have a great sleep. Gear Runner says, yep, I just realized the game is on tonight. Red Raiders. It must be the NCAA tournaments. Am I right? I could be wrong. Since Ohio State was knocked out, I really haven't watched it at all. I don't even know what stage it's in right now, to be honest. Texas Tech. Well, you'd think I'd know about that, wouldn't you? I don't. Thunder Whisper says, what was the JL? Missed it. Again, the JL is the new designation for the Jeep JL, as opposed to the previous one, which was the JK. Make sense? KL. The next one will be the Jeep JM. I bet you. CJ Coleman says, what do you think of the 2019 Chevy Blazer? I think it's awesome. To me, I think it looks, oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking of the Bronco. No, the Blazer is hideous. To me, it looks hideous and ugly compared to the old school K5 Blazers. I agree. I saw one somewhere, and they just look like a normal SUV. Nothing special about them at all. Don't care for them at all. I was thinking of the Bronco. Let's see. Sean says, game will be a defensive slugfest. Sounds good to me. I don't know. Gear Runner says, I agree, Sean. T-Dub says, oh, the JL is ugly. What? Oh, you're not going to score any bonus points there. String Bean says, I almost spent $800 on the Millennium Falcon Lego. But why didn't you? That's the question. You spent $1,000 on a phone. Why didn't you spend the $800 on something you really like? Gear Runner says, that's crazy, Bean. I agree. That is crazy. Brian Bauer says, I'm out, Rob. I'll be looking forward to your next taco mod. That will be up tomorrow. Tomorrow. Thanks for being on, bud. I appreciate it. Edge Everyday says, you got too much money and time, Bean. Yes, he does. Gear Runner says, I saw that at Lego Land in Disney. Yeah, I'm sure. If I remember, they have a lot of Legos. There's like Lego Land or something there, isn't there? Marcus says, outside for a walk. Ah, cool. Thunder Whisper says, the JL is the new Jeep truck, right? I don't know if they're designating the truck as a JL. The Wrangler is the JL. I don't know. I don't think they're designating that as a JL, but I could be wrong. CJ Colvin says, let's hope the 2020 Ford Bronco will almost look like the original early Bronco. I hope not, because I've seen some of the concepts that supposedly they're basing that Bronco on, and if they build anything like what I've seen, it's going to be awesome. It's just too cool, man. I'd have to consider getting one of those, you know. They're just awesome. I don't know. Let's see. Gear Runner said, I read that. Somebody's walking. Let's see. Bees Landscaping says, hey, what's, Rob, what's gear? Gear's just red with envy. I don't know. And thanks for being on, Bees. I'm about ready to sign off, actually. String Bean says, I had to spend part of the money I am saving up to buy a new car with to get a new phone. You didn't have to. You could have gotten a cheaper phone. You could have gotten a refurb. Gear Runner says, hey, Bees. Sean says, gotta go, everyone. Fajitas are ready, and they smell delicious. Thanks for being on, Sean. I appreciate it. Let's see. Gear Runner says, good night, guys. See you all in the next one. Thanks for being here. Brian, appreciate it, and we'll see you next time, bud. Gear Runner says, have a good night and rest of the week. Thank you for all the shout-outs, Rob. You're welcome, buddy. Again, just a humorous thing. I hope you took it that way. Appreciate you being here. I really do. And for anybody that's on here towards the end, Gear Runner's going to be live on Wednesday this week versus Friday. He's changed his night. I forgot to mention that earlier. I meant to. Mario Tacoma Upgrade says, replacing LEDs in interior, many different sizes, fun to do. Yes, I've done it. I know. I have videos on it. CJ Colvin says, if they do make the 2024 Bronco, let's hope they offer it with a 5.0 liter Coyote V8. It's Ford. I bet they will. Bees Landscaping says, oh man, missed it. I'm so busy now. Oh, that sucks. I'll be on again next Monday. Terrence Tatum says, night all. Good night, Terrence. Krista says, night, guys. Good night, Krista. Gear Runner says, I did. Good, bud. John Watt says, is that Barcelona red? It is. Edge Everyday says, I am Thursday now. Oh! Did you mention you were doing? Yes, you did. I'm sorry. That's right. And check out Edge. Edge is going to be on Thursdays now instead of Sundays. Thursdays instead of Sundays for the live stream for Brian. Edge Everyday. Thunder Whisper says, Jeep truck is ugly in my opinion, I meant. Oh, I agree. I'm not digging it. Gear Runner says, thank you. Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. There you go. 7 p.m. Eastern for Gear. And Brian, if you get in here real quick, what time are you going to be on Thursday night? I'm going to sign off in just a second. So if you're still there, flash it up there real quick. CJ Colvin says, it's time for FCA to make the new Ram Charger to compete with the Bronco. I don't know if they'll do that or not, man. CJ String Bean says, Krista, use these two emojis together when you want to pop someone. I see. Carlos PV says, say yes to solar energy. Depends on where you live. Edge Everyday says 5-ish. There you go. Edge is going to be on Thursdays, 5-ish. Gear Runner on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Mario Tacoma Upgrade says, great. Love your how-to videos. Keep them coming. Absolutely. I love doing them, man. I love doing stuff with my own hands, you know. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all being on here tonight. I am going to call it a night. So we will see you all next time on the web. Have a great night, everybody, and thank you. Bye.